Hey there, it's Rabbi Lewis wishing you an early Shabbat Shalom from Jerusalem. And I got to tell you, right now I'm feeling divided. I'm a little bit annoyed that it's getting close to Friday night and nothing's open. But I'm also really leaning right now, leaning into the fact that it's close to Friday night and there's quiet in the city. People out walking, heading towards Shabbat dinners, coming from the synagogues where they've just done Kabbalat Shabbat services, and everything is just calm and still. And there was 90 plus degrees today and just burning hot. And now, as Shabbat settles in, we actually also have a cool breeze settling in and a very refreshing change as we enter into this sacred day and this holy city, and really feeling it. And I say every Jewish person does need at some point in their life to experience this, to feel this. And as I look around me too, there's a diversity of people celebrating in Shabbat in different ways. There are people out walking dogs. There's actually people riding bikes. There are Muslim men and women having picnics on the lawn near me. And I'm going to talk about the space I'm in here in a second. There are people on scooters zooming past me. And that kid actually is wearing a helmet. That's a good thing. And just a special moment here. And I'm walking on, they call it the Rechov Harakevet, or the train road. We're familiar with things like that in Chattanooga, right? The choo-choo and trains. And this is where they have taken an old train track and turned it into a dedicated walking and biking space. And in this particular part of it, especially, very beautifully manicured garden, parks, trees to walk down. And you can see the citizens of Jerusalem in this neighborhood really taking advantage of it. And Chattanooga is a good idea, by the way. We need more of these old train tracks converted into biking and running paths. And I will say I've actually jogged on this path a few times. And where I'm walking right now is actually where they've covered over the train tracks. And you can see if you look down where the train tracks used to be. And, just a very peaceful experience right now. A very calm, experiencing Shabbat in a unique way. And I'm actually just coming from right at the end of this, where this track was, where I started walking. I've come from Friday night services at Kol HaNeshama Synagogue. And those who were with the Federation trip a couple years ago, we went to a Friday night service there. And it's still very much the same type service, very musical, participatory. Yes, there's a lot of Hebrew, but we're in Israel, so, that's like their version of English, but in Israel. But it's a very unifying service. There was a visiting group from London that was there. There are people who've made Aliyah and live in Israel now. There were visiting rabbis that were holdovers from the Shalom Hartman Institute where I was studying, and the usual members there, and a very special feeling of peace that you can get. And I'll say every Jew, especially every Reformed Jew, should also make a point of going to a Friday night service at Kol HaNeshama at least once in their life, because they were really trailblazers in what is becoming the modern Israeli Reform movement, which is growing, not just in size, but also in influence. There's actually an Israeli Reform rabbi who's a member of the Knesset, Gilad Kariv, and he's been an important leader with the protests and social change and all the things that are being experienced in Israel right now. So really, my only message is, if I who do Shabbat every week, and it's my routine to be at services, to prepare some teaching, to experience it, if a Shabbat can have a unique and new feel to me, renewed and refreshing, then I think we all can perhaps find a place and time to take time out and figure out how do we take a Friday night that can be very ordinary and make it extraordinary. It happened for me tonight. I will suggest you don't have to go all the way to Jerusalem just to do something extraordinary on a Friday night. We're going to talk about this a little bit more after I come home, but really thickening and deepening our experiences with Shabbat and Judaism in hopefully very meaningful ways. So no direct Torah message this week, really just thoughts on being here in Jerusalem and the specialness of this moment that I just hope to share with you in some way. Anyhow, Shabbat Shalom. Look forward to seeing you very soon when I come back. Jen and Eden arrive tomorrow, and we'll spend 2 weeks touring together. And like I said, there's one word I keep coming back to: extraordinary. So thank you for the opportunity, and I look forward to sharing all my memories and my learning with you. Shabbat Shalom.